thank you to all my patrons. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Big Bad Bench. My name is John, aka Big Bad Biologist, and today we have so much stuff we gotta deal with. We had some issues at the MIT Swapfest last weekend. Had too much fun buying things that were not inspected. So let me say hi to folks in the chat. Take a look at what's going on here. We got three logic. Well, we have one motherboard. No, we have two motherboards. We have one logic board. Let me say hi to folks in the chat, and y'all look at stuff. We got Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, Francois Breval, Trina's Technobabble, Alan Gracia, good to see you, my friend. Lazy Blue Goat, Gut Bomb. It is not Jang time. Today we are gonna do good stuff. We're gonna do good work here today. Garth Beagle, Adam Baranek, hello, not sure, hello. All right, so that's all the folks I see. All motherboards are logic boards, but not all logic boards are motherboards. Okay, okay. Oh, man, no jank today. All right, so what happened? So I brought four computers home that I had purchased, and when we looked at them, the logic boards and or motherboards all had some battery issues. This is the one we're going to start with. This is a PCChips M326. There's a link in the description to the retro web for this motherboard. And actually this one, once I got the ultrasonic bath all done, this cleaned up pretty well. I don't think there's actually any broken trace. So this one we're gonna clean this up, coat that trace with some solder, and that one should be good to go. This one is gonna have a little bit more issues, so we're gonna have to. There's definitely some traces that are totally gone there. So that's gonna take some work. So we'll start with the easy one. We'll move on to this one. There's probably 5 or 6 traces that need to be done. And then we'll move on to this one. And so this is a, I thought it was a Centris 610 or 650, but it turns out that I was wrong, which, you know, I'm wrong all the time. But we noticed that this was a 33 megahertz 68040 processor, which means that this is a Quadra 650 logic board. But this one, we got issues here. So there's no bad caps. The only thing that goes bad on these is the batteries. And so we're gonna have to take all those RAM chips off and sort of take a look at what's going on down there. And then some collected over here, so we'll have to take that off. So, yeah, so this was a pretty awesome find. And it turns out, I was looking at this board and I was like, man, I feel like I've worked on one of these, and I know I don't have a Quadra 650 or Centris 650. Centris is 25 megahertz. This is the same freaking motherboard, same freaking logic board that's in the Quadra 800. Turns out it's just like, I don't know, jumper setting or something. They're the same board, and I worked on all things DG's Quadra 800 board. So no wonder I was having sort of nightmares about this one, because we had the exact same problem on his. So we'll see who's worse. Yes, okay. Having all these Cyrix 486 DLCs on the Big Bad Bench is sort of janky. Other thing to note is that one of the power supplies that came in those Mac IIvx's was this Delta, what is the model number? SMP-120EB. I had never taken one of these apart, and so I did this week. Turns out the caps were in generally pretty good condition. I think they're like, when I hit the, yeah, here we go. When I hit the board with some heat, you could start to smell some of the cap juice. You can see there's a little bit of corrosion around there, but it was not bad. Probably only 3 of the caps really needed to be replaced. These 1000 microfarad 16 volt caps. The rest all looked pretty darn good. And so if you have one of those, there's a good chance you don't need to recap it. I did anyway, and I made a capacitor map for it, and it is in the video description. So if you ever come across one of these power supplies, check out the capacitor map I made. So that one's good to go. Hopefully we'll get to test it out later. We can use it on this guy. Yes, it does have a noisy fan, so I got to take it back apart. I hate taking apart these power supplies. There's always some little nuance in how you have to get it back together. So I have to take it back apart and lube up that fan, but it works. It works. All right, let's get started on this guy. Yeah, so PCChips, you know PCChips, they like to give you fake cash, but I think this should be okay. But yeah, this board came with this CPU and this math coprocessor. One thing I did notice, if you look in the video description at the board link and the jumpers, these are 40 megahertz CPUs, and I'm pretty sure that these three jumpers are set for 33 megahertz. And so theoretically we could put them over, but I think I'm going to start with this board by actually putting in a real 386 in there. So yeah, these are 386 boards, and all of these processors are processors to give you 486-ish. That's why I'm calling it 46-ish processors. They're not full-on 46s. You get a 1K of cache on all these guys. But it was a decent little upgrade for, you know, not a whole lot amount of money. So let's go into the microscope. Let's see what we're working with here. You can see we have a little bit of ugliness. A little bit of ugliness. Hello, Pentium MMX. Oh yeah, you gotta get your Centrus 610. Once those traces go, oh, that makes a mess on those boards. So all of these boards, I did my ultrasonic bath in citric acid, 10 grams per about 15 liters of distilled water, or deionized water, whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of crusty there. So all the colors came off, but there's still some nasty kind of traces. So I already took the keyboard connector off just to make sure that there wasn't anything bad underneath here, and it looks pretty good. So we're just gonna get this top layer corrosion. We might actually need to put. Let's see what happens once we clean this. But that copper is getting a little thin. That copper got a little thin there. Hey, it's Ian Scott. And it's Mark from Millennium Max. Hello. Who else did I miss? Did I say hi to Lazy Blue Goat? I think I did. Boo, 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 boo. So yeah, Ian Scott loves these weird 486, 386 CPUs. He had a very funny response on Blue Sky this morning when I posted about them. They are so weird, these CPUs. All right, so what are we gonna? Oh, let's flip it over real quick and see what's on the bottom. What'd you say? Oh, sickos.jpg. I think I'm gonna run a trace through that via just to make sure. We don't want a weak via. So we'll add a little wire to both of those. There's some nastiness that came through. So yeah, Let's strengthen those vias. There was gunk in there. I need to find a big honkin' K file for them. Those are big vias. Big vias. Who wants to go to the dentist? Oh, we're gonna go to the dentist a lot today. We're going to the dentist today. Interesting that this solder pad is like totally gone there. Okie dokie. Now let's slobber up this with some flux. Make sure. Hey, just use too much. You can't use too much. What's everyone's favorite unit of measure for flux? Got a little bit of solder on here. Let's use some fresh. Yeah. Look at that. Oof. That's a bad spot. Gallons? Dave likes to use gallons of flux. Wow, that's hardcore, Dave. So again, we're just using our solder wick here, sort of a little abrasive to clean that up. These were already pretty exposed, so we don't need to get too nuts. We're not going to use our machine like I like to use. Scrapey scrape, scrapey scrape. Yeah, I think I'm gonna run a full-on, I'm gonna run a trace all the way across all that. That's a mess. That's not happy. You know how we like to have shiny happy solder joints. That is not shiny happy. All the flux, yes, that's a good unit of measurement. Okay, what do we got here? All right, so we have our favorite Ethernet cable for our trace repair, because it's cheap. We have lots of Ethernet cable just laying around, so why don't we use it for something? Let's use it to do a thing. Okay, so I'm just going to feed that in there. Bend that over. Again, we probably don't need to do this particular trace repair, but it's not going to hurt. And it's going to give us some practice today, because we're going to have a lot of trace repairs today, I think. So let's get revved up. Start learning my depth perception. Too much. I gave it too much. Oh, yep, I already screwed up my depth perception. Okay. It's okay, we're practicing. Just getting started. Just getting started today. Let's use giant old solder. Let's use it. Ooh, that flowed in there already. Nice job, flux. That's why we use flux. It helps the solder flow. Come on, 3 dimensions. We got there. No, we didn't. Oh, we're getting there. There we go. Come on. There we go. There we go. I almost did an emergency repair stream on my microwave today instead. But we just decided to buy a new one. The magic smoke randomly came out of it. I think it was a relay, which is weird because a relay really shouldn't smoke. But whatever. That's where I could find the burning. Okay, that's nice. All right. Now, let's grab this a little bit. Oh, come on, dog hair. And we'll put you in here. We'll just bend a little bit over that on the end. But hey, it's Rudy's Retro Intel. Any updates on the Mac 2Si? Yeah, so the Mac 2Si is totally done and happy. I forget, what did we do that, all of that on a stream? I might have done a bunch of it off and sort of updated at some point. But yeah, that my 2Si is all happy. If you're into struggling 2Si shenanigans, make sure to check out Justin D. Morgan's channel. Justin's been fighting it. Well, he's been fighting 4 2SIs. Poor guy. 2SIs are such a mess. Such a mess. Get over here, you little trace. Or I guess you're a bodge. Whatever. Hello, test things. Test things I Tate. Alright, so we're on the one side. We're on this side. Yeah, if you get a Centrus 610 before or Quadra 610, they're basically the same. Again, it's just a frequency thing. If you get them before the cap juice gets bad, it shouldn't be too bad of a job. Once the cap juice gets bad, the vias in those things are just so weak that it just turns into a mess. And so I forget how many I did on Tech Ambrosia's. I think it was like 12 vias needed to be redone. That was an ordeal. We're gonna just plop this up. Pull a little bit up here. Boop. Okay, that's good. Just wrap that around a little bit. Again, I'm just doing this because there was so much junk down in those vias. I just don't want a chance that if they decide to go in the future, if the via were to go the rest of the way in the future, then at least we have something supporting it. We got a bunch of solder. We got a bunch of trace in there or bodge. There we go. Rudy's Retro Intel asks, does anyone have a good idea what a workout color classic should go for? Okay. All right. So I think that's it. I think that's all we need to do on it. Oh, we got to put the thing back on. Oh, and there's a cap missing. That's right. I took off a cap because I wanted to look in there. I may as well put a new one. Oh, a working color classic. Has it been recapped, Rudy? Or is it just working still by some miracle? Yes, as Gutbomb mentioned, they are overpriced. I purchased a whole lot of computers just to get one. I'm still selling them off. Alright, so we're gonna put that there. Got our keyboard connector. This cap, what is this cap? 10 microfarad, 25 volts. So let's find a new one of those real quick. 10 microfarad, 35 volts. That'll work. Could probably put that one back on, but let's see. Oh, what kind of dip markings do they use here? Is square going to be? Oh, no. Square is our plus. Okay. Square is our plus. So if you're looking at your caps, your long leg is your plus, or your stripe is your minus. However you like to think about it. If you're a half glass full kind of person, half glass empty kind of person. Let's plop a little solder on one of those pins and one of these pins. Ooh, that's ugly. That's ugly. It's okay. We'll make it pretty. Got a little power plane happening there. Okay, so now we're pushing our keyboard. Make sure that we're all the way up against the board there. That's good. Do all these real quick while I'm thinking about it. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Alrighty. We ready to power this one on? Get rid of our... Let's power something on. Back to here. Okay. Let's move this one over here. All of our bits are out of the bag. I tried to be organized, Trina. I tried to be organized. I also tried to find some RAM that matched, because my brain itches if I don't put in matching RAM. I don't have, let's see. Oh, this is fun. They have, you can see the silk screening says sim whatever. Normally it goes in the direction that, well, we could just put in all 8. Normally it goes in the direction that you got to snap in, so we'll assume this is the right direction. Alan agrees the RAM's got to match. The other thing I did when this came out of the ultrasonic bath, I hit it with some deoxit just to kind of lube up the sockets, because they tend to be, it's not nice to put processors in when the sockets are all dry. Ooh. I forgot about that processor. Let's see, do we have a nicer one? Yeah, okay. So let's start off with a regular old 386 here. We'll start with a regular 386 with a 387 math coprocessor. This one was actually in the other board, but it's okay. Okay. Power supply. Make sure to not put the reds together. That's bad. That makes your capacitors and chips go mad. Don't do that. It's not like we've done that before. We've never done that before here. Rear. Let's do this. XT IDE dealy. Let's try out this video card that came with it. ProStar, an oak video card. That's an oak. That's okay. That's okay. Let's put in a CMOS dealy. Oh, okay. So I don't know which one is plus and minus here. So if we go to beat mode and we go to a ground, theoretically, there we go. That's the minus. That one doesn't do anything. Okay, so minus is on that side. Plus is on that side. And let's give it a little speaker action. And a keyboard. Oh, we should plug in a monitor too. Okay. Okay, that's in. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right. Our postcode dealie's doing the stuff. We got main screen turn on. Yay! CMOS checksum failure. Bah, 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 bah. Ooh, look at this. This oak video card has a pretty purple. Let's see. Can we shut that off? Look at that. That's nice. Delete F1. Oh, yeah. Our green, purple, and brown. This one also has auto detect hard disk. We might have to try the thing that I like to try. Let's see. Let's put this. Let's see if we got 2025 on here. What month are we in? Let's. October. And we'll just change this to something. Is it around noon 30? Wow, it's already noon 30. Okay, so we got no floppy. Let's see what kind of options we have in here. Advanced CMOS. CPU speed, internal, external. Okay. The cache options are there. That's for those DLC processors. Oh, wow. Lots of RAM wait state timing options here. That's nice. That's nice. All right. I'm going to leave all that stuff off because I think the XT IDE just takes over. There we go. Come on, guy. This is saying 128K cache. Okay, yeah, no, I think that's correct. Come on, guy. Doesn't want to boot. What the heck, bro? Oh, it's also saying 40 megahertz CPU clock. Yeah, that's not good. No, that's not going to be good at all. Yeah, let's go back to here. Oh, you can't see anything. Maybe I should turn lights on. Oh, there we go. So let's see. Let's set this. Change these jumpers over to here. It's not particularly clear how to change the things. It's definitely, I think J4 is what the manual said, but it only talked about one jumper. So let's see what happens when we change these. Let's see what happens. Let's try that again. Okay, we're doing stuff. Now we're at a 16 megahertz CPU clock. Okay, somewhere between 16 and 40 megahertz. So something about those three jumpers is gonna set the bus clock. We'll have to fart around with that. But let's just go to DOS bench. And DOS bench. It's good that video card works. That's a nice thing. Let's do cache check. Let's make sure since... oh, now this one's saying 9.9 megahertz. Okay. Let that do its thing. And let's go back to our other... the 40 megahertz overclocks the ISA bus. Really? That's interesting. Oh, it already finished. So what does it say? What do we have here? We have cache enabled. Cache is 128K. So we don't have fake cache here. That's good. That's good. So PCChips story, it's not true on this board. Let's have it run some Doom. That'll be fun. It might take 5 years or so. All right, while that's going, hopefully it goes. We don't know. I think one jumper is the clock for the cache. So that's the thing. Like, I think they, I don't know, it could be. Let's see. Boop. So all that we have for this board, as far as I know, is J4. And it says 40 megahertz, pins 1 and 2 closed, 33 megahertz, 2 and 3 closed. Uh-oh. Oh, no, it's booting still. maybe just that first jumper instead of all three. Only the first one is actually labeled. Oh, yeah, the last one is labeled J12. All right, so J11 and J12. So I screwed something up. All right. I don't know what J11 and J12 are. Oh, and in reality, J5. Yeah, J5 is for whether the math coprocessor is installed. Look at it go. Could put the other two back. 11 and 12. Tiny Doom. We're running a 386-16 here. We can't expect much. Alright, we'll let that go. Let's go in the microscope. Start working on our next board. You can see here. We got bad. We got some bad. Oh, I forgot. If you all wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that would be swell. I never am good about doing the YouTube-y stuff. Alright, we're going to the dentist. Here we got our Dremel with a little eraser bit dealy. And let's get going. So you can see with this one, I took off the main power connector too. We had issues. We had some real issues under there. Wow. I was expecting this trace to be gone. It's definitely broken over here. There we go. So that's why I use those things. Make short work of that. Wow. Let's see here. So that's totally gone. Go to there. Yeah, that's bad. Here to here. Yep, that's bad. That's still okay. I can't believe how good that turned out. That's amazing. Oh, I got a little bit more to do over here. This one. Yep, that's gone. Gotta clean that up still. All this corrosion was underneath the solder mask there, so that's why we had to take that off. Oh, yeah, we gotta take a little bit more, polish that up, so we can coat that up. That's doing alright. That's doing okay. That's good. Yeah, that's not so good. That's bad. Okay. Cool. All right, before we forget, let's do the rest of this. Again, I knew that wasn't broken, but you want to expose the copper so that you can coat it. Let's check the back. Let's see what we got going on. Oh, there's not a whole lot of traces back here by this stuff. That's good. That's real good. All right, so let's take this off. Clean that up. There we go. Okay. Oh, right. This chip I took off because the legs were a really interesting blue color. But it actually looked pretty okay. We'll stick that in the retro chip tester and see if it's still good. So there's a LS245 there. Okay. So we only have a couple of traces there to fix. That's pretty good. Oh, this is the older version. I don't know how to do the math on that. So Doom finished. We have 2134 game ticks, 12,492 real ticks. Let's go back to here for a second. Let's shut this down. Let's go to Z. Let's see if we can figure out what our multiplier. Oh, escape. Oh, I did it wrong. Okay, whatever. Sorry, I'm gonna shut it off. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. All right, what happens if we take off? I didn't notice that they were J11 and J12. But let's put J11 and J12 back over here where they were. So they are currently on 1, 2, and J4 is on 2, 3. Okay. All right, Rudy, have a good one. All right, let's see what this does. Ah, there we go. 33 megahertz CPU clock. That's better. That's way better. That's where it should be. So whatever the heck 11 and 12 are. Yeah. Let's go. All right, actually, real quick, I'm going to switch up my version of DOS Bench. Okay, so much love to Phil from Phil's Computer Lab, making his utility available for everybody, the DOS Bench utility. But he made an improved version that I need to update my little SD card or CF card so that we have the one that gives me the actual frame rate. One moment, please. Sorry. Let's see, what's going on? Okay, here you go. Ian Scott says, Phil's the best. Yes. All right, this is lovely. This all worked great. Oof. I have dust all over my fingers now. Don't get this, don't breathe this stuff in. What is wrong with you? Don't do that. Alrighty. Sorry. I should have been better prepared. Okay, that should be good to go now. Put you back in there. Alright, let's see what happens now. It's gonna explode. Nope. What did I do? Oh, I used the switch. Gotta switch. Yeah, it's a little bit faster booting up now that it's at 33 instead of 16. Let's go to Doom again. Tiny postage stamp Doom. And let's go back to the microscope. Yay, the microscope. Okay, let's see here. All right, so how are we gonna do this? Because we wanna run this one. Let's make a really nice long trace repair here. Where's my Ethernet cable? So I think what we're gonna do is run it all the way from like down here all the way up and around to there, just so it's nice and solid. Let's grab some more wire out of here. I'll run it down through the giant via. It's still called a via if it's just a solder hole. I guess so. Ian would know. Ian, is it still called a via when it's that big? Hello, Diane. Hello from Florida. Alright, so let's see here. What I'm gonna do, it's just a plated through hole. Okay. Gotta get my terminology right. If I don't, people on the internet will yell at me. So I very obviously care if people on the internet yell at me. So I'm gonna stick that in there. Just made a little loop. Gonna bend you out like that. Hey, it's Jeff Geerling. I don't know, Jeff, if you happen to see the Mac Classic I've been working on, or I was working on for a couple weeks there. I'm glad that your Mac Classic wasn't like that one. It wound up requiring 42 trace repairs by the time it was all said and done. I have a little, I did post a picture on a YouTube post of the board once it was done. But I was like, oh man, could you imagine if someone that was relatively new to vintage Macintoshes came across this? It made me want to quit vintage Macintoshes. But it's with its new home now. As I said, Gutbaum touched it last, so it's his now. Alright, so that's our little trace repair roughed out there. Let's slob up this with some flux, and then we'll lay it down and make it look prettier-ish. Where's solder? Here's some solder. So I'm just gonna plob it on my soldering iron. There we go. Oh, come on. Looks pretty okay. Start laying that one down over here. Nice-ish. Nice-ish. Okay. It's not famous yet, Palm. You still got to do your video on it. Then it'll be famous. If you do a video on it. Come on, solder. Why are you not playing nice with me? Let's get you all coated up there. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to coat up all these traces. Oh my. Yeah, we gotta cover up all this stuff. Get it. We're just gonna flux all this. Flux away. I'm gonna coat all this up with some flux. Flux it. Okay. So yeah, this one I had to take off the power connector because I wanted to clean underneath of it. Okay, so now we got our solder braid that has a little bit of solder on it. And we're just gonna do all that. Don't want to leave any of that bare copper hanging out. Ooh, look at all these tants right here near where all the corrosion was. That's not gonna explode. See how having all that flux on there just made it all coat up real nice. When you have planes this big, it's gonna suck away the heat, and I'm using a relatively small iron for this, so you just gotta be patient, wait for it all to heat up. It'll get there eventually. There we go. I think we're gonna put one over here. I think that's connected, but it's not happy. So we'll reinforce it with a little trace repair happiness. Happy little trace repair. There we go. Okay. That's better. Now I'll be able to sleep at night. Getting all of our traces coated with solder. Look at that. That was a big trace that got eaten away. That's impressive. Okay. Oh man, my tip is so dirty. Oh, it's so dirty. There we go. That's nice now. See how nice and reinforced that is? That's so much better. There we go. Okay. Ooh, it's Jack68K. Hello. Yes. Do not smell the solder. Well, it's technically not solder fumes. It's flux fumes, but just don't breathe them in. What's wrong with you? Why would you breathe those in? Always have a airflow dealy. Yay! We've fixed that trace that was bad. That one. That one's still connected. Like I said, this one is technically connected, but it is not gonna last long, I don't think. So let's throw a little copper down in that wire. Shoot, what did Ian just tell me to call these? Plated through holes. There we go. Get my terminology. I'm gonna sound like a professional eventually. Someday I will know what I'm doing. So apparently we still see people's regular names in this chat and not their handles? I don't know. I don't control that. I see Jack68K. Jeff Geerling is Jeff Geerling. I mean, when his name shows up. It's just a name. Okay. Oh. Oh, YouTube. Always keeping things interesting for us. They like to change it up. Alright, that's good. Now we gotta come down here. We gotta take care of that guy. That guy. That guy. What do we got poking through here? Oh, we got some we can steal. One moment, please. Okay, I'm gonna steal you. Oh, I forgot about Tiny Doom. Postage stamp Doom. What do folks think? We got a 33 megahertz 386DX with a math coprocessor. And how much cash did we have on this guy? 128K of cash. How many FPS did we get with that Oak video card? Oh, maybe you can see it behind me. Can you see it in my head cam? Wow, we got 20 frames per second in tiny postage stamp Doom. Good job, little 386. Okay, sorry. It's i80-386X. Oh, I almost did it right. i80-386SX. Hello, Jesse. We don't have any 386SXs today. We have 386DXs and 486DLCs. No 386SXs. 20 FPS, so smooth. All right. All right. So let's. All right. What are we doing? Oh, nope. Okay. Let's go back to here. All right. So nope. We're gonna go to here. All right. There you go. 20 FPS. Let's see what happens. Let's go back to here. Let's take this guy and shut this all off. So that was a regular old 386 DX33. Let's take that out and put in the processor that was in there originally. So this one had one of those funky 486 DLC CPUs. Sorry, Jack. 20.44. So, if we put in our 46 DLC, and this one had these weird guys. The processors were on interposer boards. So watch, this goes like that. I'm just gonna look in there, make sure that I'm not bending any pins. Bloop. And this one goes in there like that. Bloop. All right, and let's give it its best opportunity to shine. Let's put this back on the 40 megahertz setting. What do you think? We're gonna get like 100 frames per second now, right? All right. Did we put everything together the right way? I think so. Nope. No, we didn't. Okay. We did not. So on some boards you would need to... Hello, Benjamin Dressler. I would love to work on your board, CDI. Hello, CDI. I love working on 486 boards. So Benjamin Dressler asked if you need the little utility to enable the cache. We can double check to see that it's actually enabled, but it looked like this BIOS supports that. So I just installed this way. If we look here, the little white corners there, this thing's like that. But that is not the correct way to install this. I can tell because this sticker pointed this way. So I don't understand what the proper way to install this CPU is. That just doesn't make any sense to me. It's not following the markings. So hopefully we didn't fry it. Well, here we go. 3, 2, 1. It's doing stuff. We didn't fry it. Just push real hard. 40 megahertz clock. Let's run the cache check and see if it sees that little 1K. Oops. CD. DOS bench. Dios bench. Come on, John. Oh, we're on the wrong camera. Go to here. Let's go to cache check. This one sees our CPU as a 45 megahertz. I don't believe it really is. Oh, I gotta enable it in the BIOS. Yeah, sorry. It's currently not enabled in the BIOS. Okay, so again, it's saying we have a cache of 128. All right, let's quit. Let's restart. Yes, we said that I'd be doing no jank today. Oh, come on. Come on, BIOS. I'm going to catch you. There we go. Advanced? Was it in advanced? Internal cache memory. Enabled. And let's see if cache check sees this. Yeah, sometimes you gotta use a utility to enable the internal cache. These 486 SLC or DLC processors have 1K of internal cache. Very fancy stuff. CD DOS bench DOS bench. I should really get a clicky keyboard for this, as opposed to this spongy mess. No, it didn't. It doesn't see it. At least not with this utility. We'll try SpeedSys. Might have to get the little utility. Let's try SpeedSys. Oops. Let's say it says we have a year 2000 bug. Okay, so our processor is slightly faster than a 386 DX40. We're gonna skip that one. Oh, darn it. All right, I gotta shut this off and install more RAM so that SpeedSys behaves nicer. Oh, it's gonna cause my brain to itch because the RAM is not perfectly matched. It's okay. It's all 70 nanoseconds. Alan's freaking out. Sorry, Alan. Sorry, bud. All right, there we go. Yay. 8 megs of RAM. F1. Let's see if that's saved. Yeah, they're both there. There is the whole deal. We could potentially do this stuff. We're not going to do that right now. Can overclock your ISA bus sometimes. Mix and match FPM and EDO. Oh, that's evil. But at least when we know we're dealing with 30-pin sims, we know we're only dealing with FPM. Okay, CD, DOS bench. And let's go to SpeedSys. As Mark Millennium Max points out, in due fairness to your 486 DLC, a 486 SX isn't that much faster than a DX40 either. That is very true. Hey, Josh. Oh yeah, this little guy is a 386 system. It's a 386 DX40 that I built. Here we go. We're getting our little graph now. A while ago, and one of the sound cards that I got the other day has so it's an Opti 929 sound card, I think is the number. Yeah, it might not be able to do that with 1K with this kind of stuff. This creative sound card, CD drive. It's a Sony CDU33A. Apparently, this needs to be recapped. So the sound card works and it detects the CD drive, but nothing is being read from it yet. So recap your CD drives. But it's cool. I'm very excited to have that little guy working. Nice. Mark's first CD-ROM was a 2X Creative on a Sound Blaster 16. Yeah, I was excited on Monday when we did that little stream because I got a Sound Blaster 16. Very excited to get a Sound Blaster 16. I have not, didn't have one of those in my collection. All right. Uh-oh. I just realized an issue. So that's doing a thing. It doesn't see the 1K of cache, but we'll see what happens when we do Doom. Just remembered an issue. Ian Scott has a horde of Panasonic CD interface drives. Nice. I forget, what does the Sound Blaster 16 have on it? Probably a Creative. It's a 40 pin. I think the Creative is 40 pin. Let's see. Oh, no, either Panasonic or Mitsumi. Alright, so I'm going to skip this because it didn't see it. Let's go to Doom and see what Doom does. Let's get out of here. We really care about Doom anyway. That's the most important thing on our 386s. Okay, so let me show you the issue that I just remembered. So, here's our thing. I forget which way this goes. So when you put this on, it can go either way. Let's see. Hopefully the retro web has a picture of this board as opposed to just, okay, it does. If you're wrong, the retro web, we will make the fire. All right, so the retro web is saying if this is our board like this, this goes like this. Oh, that's still got a bunch of gunk on it. Gotta get this junk off of here. So I desoldered this off stream because you gotta go really slow when when you're working with these AT power connectors, this plastic is very soft, and so it'll melt very easily. Ow. Yeah, and these little connectors transfer heat really well. Oh, okay. Our number's done. What do you think our number's gonna be? What do you think our number's gonna be for our 46 DLC? Our 386 was 20.44. Alan said 7 and then 42. Gotta pick one, Alan. Alright, so this is the right way according to the RetroWeb. CDI says 66.6. 9 3/4. Well, that would be 9.33. 33.6. Try Quake instead of Doom. Yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna happen. Alright, what did we get? What did we get? Go here. 32.15. 32.15. Blazing fast. So Jack 68K was closest. That is a pretty impressive performance increase. That is kind of wild. Yeah, that Oak video card may not be helping things too much. All right, let's go back to the microscope and fix this other board, and let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. Back in my day, we'd be lucky to get 32 FPS on Doom. Of course, I wouldn't normally be running it in postage stamp mode. It probably would go a little slower. I'll let that go. All right, let's put some solder on this, and yeah, that. Oh gosh, oh gosh. So I'm doing this on one of the pads that's not connected to a big power plane, so that it solders a little bit faster, because I want to get it lined up first. There we go. That looks relatively square. Okay, I do have a Trident 8900. We could try that instead. I'm gonna have it do regular Doom, so let's go to Doom Max Detail option. All right, let's do these guys. Oh, we gotta put in this. This guy has some rust. Expose that. This kind of thing, yeah, if you're really nuts, you could probably like clean that up. I'm just gonna wipe a little deoxit on it. That'll slow down the corrosion. Alright. So we're gonna stick you in here. Did I fill up? What's going on? Oh. Yeah, I kind of filled up one of those holes. Alright. Gonna have to soften that middle pin. Shoot. Why do I feel like something bad just happened? Did my trace totally... Nope, it's fine. It's still on there. It's still on there. Sorry about the lack of focus here. I just gotta get this lined up. Okay, that's all good to go. Our Quake is still running. So yeah, that other little 386 system that I just mentioned has an Orchid Pro Designer 2 in it, which is a Hsin ET4000 video card. Those are kind of nice. But my fastest, the Diamond, I forget what my Diamond video cards are, but they are way faster than even the ET4000. But I saved those for ISA 486 systems. Okay, so our keyboard connector back on, nice and strong. I actually didn't catch up with Justin's Thursday stream. Did he get a 2SI working? So for big planes like this, you really should be using a much bigger iron. This is the biggest thing I have right now, unfortunately. Oh, nice. He did. That's excellent. Excellent. I gotta go watch that. Alright, that's not the prettiest work I've ever done, but it's on there. Gonna snip off some of the excess of this guy. Hey, it's 1-Bit Fever Dreams. Hello. What do we gotta do over here? We have this mess. Oof. Oh, look at this. Oh, no. 9.66 FPS. So we went down from 32 to 9.66 when we went to the full screen. Yeah, that slows it down a little bit. Alright, let's go back to here. Okay, so I think I'm going to reinforce that one too, because I really don't like the way this looks. But we gotta get some of that solder out of those vias or plated through holes. good. Yeah, see that first one, I don't like the way that one looks. We're just gonna leave a little reinforcement on it. Come here, you little piece of wire. Everything is getting sticky. There's flux everywhere. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm gonna shut that computer off. We don't need that going right now. All right, we need some pin headers. Alan, what do you think? Should we have mismatching colors? What would that do to our brains? No, we'll have all matching colors. Bloop. Oh, I just cut that one off at 3. That should be 4. Okay. That's good to go. Oh, I forgot we gotta put that chip back on. Oh, we got so much work to do on this one. Oops, that fell through. There we go. That's better. All right, that's all good. Everything's sticky. We'll have to, I'll clean it up after this. I think, should I put a, let's just put a pin, a socket on there. What is this, dip 16? No, it's a dip 20. Do I have dip 20s? Yes, I do. Okay, good. Whew. That was close. I was getting a little itchy there. But yeah, look at the pins on this thing. This was so corroded. The pins are, all the coating is gone now, and it's the bare copper from the traces. Okay. Let's put you in there. Nice. We'll just bend that a little bit and that one a little bit so it doesn't fall out. Okay. Lip. Oh, that's way too much solder on that one. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, yeah, that's seated way better now. Oh, that one's seated way better. Oh, man. Good thing I tried it again. Let's use some smaller solder. These are pretty tiny holes, so we'll use some small solder on this. Oh, that's nicer. That's way nicer. I don't know when the last time I cleaned my tip off. Gut bomb's probably bugging. Okay. One bit fever dreamed owned a 3D6, and in hindsight, it was the almost a misplaced Intel Gen, overpowered for CGA stuff. Yeah, overpowered for CGA stuff, underpowered for all the next gen of stuff that came out. 3D6 is good for Wing Commander. I thought we had to slow 3D6s down with Wing Commander. All right, so I'm gonna do this. I have plenty of RAM, so I'm going to leave all that RAM in there. Transfer the other stuff over. Oh, right. Where did I just put that chip? There it is. Gotta put the chip in. Okay. The other thing is, I forget which. Oh yeah, I removed what that jumper was. I'm gonna have to look at the retro web. If you want to look along with me, the link is in the video description for this board. This is a Soyo 019J. The link is in the description. Documentation, jumpers. So JP5. What is JP5? Oh, that's our clear CMOS. So we want pins 1 and 2 closed. Uh-oh. I think that's pins 1 and 2. Okay. Yo, I put my jumper in upside down. That's impressive. Okay. Back to here. Oh. We didn't get a beep. I think maybe the speaker's busted. Oh, we gotta put processors in this guy. Processor, math coprocessor. Let's just toss some RAM at it. Should we mix up which pairs, like which bank gets which RAM, like randomly? Panasonic, Motorola. Oh, let's get rid of this. was nice that the CMOS was holding for this. I always worry about that after fixing a board. Panasonic, Motorola, Panasonic. Uh-oh, where's my other Motorola? Oh, we are gonna have to mix it up. No. What's going on here? Oh, no, here it is. Okay. All right, let's not fart around and just put the processor that was in here. We're gonna do it the way that the pins are telling me to do it. So our little gold dealy for that corner there. Again, I'm just gonna look down, make sure all my pins are sort of aligned here. And I think this one just had a regular old 387 dot. Oh, got one a little bit, one willy-nilly. Get back over here, you pin. Don't force it. Okay, there we go. All right, we got to check this. We need to figure out which pin is minus. So if we go to a ground spot, good. So that one's minus. Plop. What else? Do we have everything in here that we need? Oh, we need electricity. No reds together. Hey, it's Socket Wench. Hello. All right. What do you say, folks? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, stuff's happening. Stuff is happening. Brace for impact. It's always, you know, whether we're going to get a tant exploding or not. Let's see. F1. Standard. Let's go. Let's party like it's 2025. Oh, it's interesting that this one decides you really want to have a 1.2 meg floppy drive. Let's see what we get in here. Internal cache, external cache. We got, okay, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, that's interesting. Look what we have missing. We don't have our chipset settings. Huh. That's really wild. No tweaking for us. That's sad. No RAM timing tweakings. Tantalum Tantrum. That's a good name. I like that. It does sound kind of jazzy. And our keyboard's working, which is useful to know because we just spent all that time. Oh, I left the oh. I forgot to change the floppy to none. Uh-oh, did our keyboard stop working? Yes, our keyboard stopped working. That's not good. Oh, we got a problem with this one. Hmm. That's interesting. Okay, so I did notice last time that our we were at 64K of cache, so that was useful. It's seeing that 33 megahertz CPU clock like we would have expected. I think it did. It was angry there for a second, but it's coming around. All right, CD DOS bench. DOS bench. Let's do our cache check and see. Oh, no, what did I just hit? I hit Y. That's not a thing. T is what we want. If people wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that would be swell. I appreciate the heck out of that. Wow. Latency on this. Oh no, this is microsecond. Yeah, so latency is higher on this board than the other one, I think. Although the other one was running at 40 megahertz, so whatever. Oh, we got a 116 and a 117? Oh, no, then it goes back to 116. I thought for a second we saw the 1K. But maybe it's just rounding error. Come on. Excuse me while I take a drink. Yeah, it doesn't see the 1K, but it, again, as folks mentioned, it might just be too small to show up. All right, how long have we been going for? Oh my God, it's 1:46. All right, so I think what we're gonna do is pull the RAM off of that board. The Quadra 650 and just look at how bad things are underneath, because I do have other stuff I need to get to today. Hey, everything is broken, garage. So far we fixed 2 386 boards. They seem to be sort of happy. One we did a bunch of testing on, and it was doing pretty good. This one was acting a little weird, but it seems to be all right now. But we're about to move. Oh, look at that! That is peak gaming performance right there. We got to move on to this Quadra 650 board because I really want to know how bad it looks underneath of the RAM. Ugly, ugly RAM. So all 3 boards had lots of battery leakage. All right. I'll switch to the microscope real quick so that we can get a better view of the nastiness that's happening Wombat. Yes, these are the Wombat boards. Okay. So I know that there's definitely a bad trace there, but all of the RAM here is just really crusty, so we're gonna rip all this off. I'll have to fart around with those a little bit. And then there's one over here. I don't know how the heck it happened, but there's like, it skipped all these in the middle and it collected over here. So I'll have to take that one off. Where's my fancy heat shield? Uh-oh, I lost my fancy heat shields. We're gonna have to resort to the old heat shields, which are just razor blades. Scooch on over here. Use our razor blade heat shields. Okay, let's rip that off. Let's see if I spill my seltzer all over things. So for this, I'm at 350 degrees Celsius. I could probably go a little bit hotter, but I try to go as low as possible for this kind of stuff. Ooh, you don't want to hear popping. That's never a good sign. So you can see the chip is loose, but I think we're held together with crust here. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, that was not good. There's bad stuff in there. Oh yeah, we got bad traces down here. We're just gonna take all this RAM off for this first level. This one actually doesn't look bad. All of these were pretty crusty before the ultrasonic bath. Oh, these have 60 nanosecond RAM. Very fancy. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good right there. That one should be okay. Ooh, that one popped. Will you stop popping? We don't want you to pop. That's not a thing. As Jack68K says, pro tip, chips should not emit popping sounds. Ooh, what is happening? I think we're going to take off the HC132 as well. It's better to do this while stuff is hot, because oh god, what is all this popping? While it's hot, it just comes off easier. Oh, we're going to add a little bit of heat shield here. Protect that connector. Yeah, that came off way easier right there. Alrighty. Oof, that doesn't sound good, Jack. That I forget how many trace repairs we did on all things DG's Quadra 800, but it was not happy. This looks way better than I thought it was gonna look. Ugh, that's kind of a relief. I still don't understand what this is. That's weird. That's not good. You shouldn't see pink. That means there's some copper in there. But yeah, this thing was all blue from battery corrosion. So again, all three of the boards we worked on today, they all went through the ultrasonic bath with citric acid. So they look a lot better than they did. But as we know, better does not always mean good. Oh, our FPS. Wow, that was postage stamp, and it's only 9.9 FPS. So, Pentium MMX, didn't Quadra 650s only have tantalums? Yes. So none of the issues that we're seeing here are tantalum or capacitor related. This is purely battery. That was tiny postage stamp doom. This board is way slower than the other one. That's really interesting. I'll have to figure out why. Yeah, we're still going. This stream took a lot longer than I thought it was gonna take, Garth. So, yeah. That's really interesting. I wonder why that board is so much slower. Alright, we're gonna shut that board off. Let's do a little cleanup here. Just see. We're almost done though, Garth. I have to go do some other stuff. Oh yeah, you can see here already. Wow, I think there's actually going to be fewer traces to repair than I thought. We're still going to have to repair some traces, but oh, sorry. What was I going to say? So not sure. This board, this board had a the battery had leaked, and then somebody put a new battery holder on it. Like that was dedication. Like you could tell that they put the battery holder on after the board had already leaked. It had a weird battery holder. Yeah, those traces are gone. That trace is really not happy. Okay. So they were like, yeah, let's slap a new battery on this. Make sure that we can really get it corroding. Garth would not do that. There's one thing. I mean, I'll put CR 2032s on everything, but I'm not going to put another brand new NiCad holder on these. Like, what's wrong with you people? So I think down here, I think our traces are going to be all right down here. At least on our RAM bits. This is gone. But that's just the CMOS thing. Totally what we would have expected. So take out your batteries, folks, if you still have NiCads in your old computers. I hope today's stream has at least encouraged you to take them the heck out. All the work that we had to do here today. Alright, that's good. That's cleaning up. It was gross, but it's cleaning up. Oh yeah, the half of traces are gone, or half of solder pads are gone there. Okay. Yep. Yep. I think there's plenty to solder onto though. Check there. Just doing a little bit extra to try to go around the edges. When you know you have sketchy traces, it's good to, make sure the edges of those solder pads are good and connected, because sometimes you get like this, there's a little line, and sometimes, oh, I think some of those pads are actually still under there. Between the pad and the trace, sometimes there's a little spot that gets very weak. Hey, it's Trina is back. As Garth said, did your battery leak? Fight fire with fire by adding a whole new another battery. Just have them fight it out. Let's see what's under this. Yeah, down here looks pretty good. I think we're going to be alright down here. I think that's going to be fine. And now where things start to get less fine. Oh, see up there? I got to clean that off. Those are bad traces, or one bad trace. Yeah, this is all messed up. This is way less fine. That's not good. Yeah, that via is toast. Okay. So yeah. This is not ideal. Wow. 2 Quadra 650s for $5? That's incredible. Alright, let's go to beat mode and let's check these up here, since this was like a pretty nasty spot. Let's see, we want to go in there. Am I in beat mode? Yeah. Now up here. Yeah. See, that's what I was saying. This little junction between the pad and the trace is gone. So that's going to need a very tiny little trace repair right there. That's annoying. This one comes down to here. Sometimes you got to really go in the vias and like wiggle a little bit. You could also use your K files to clean out your vias. I think that one, oh, is that one actually? No, that's not really connected. Okay, that's good. This one. Yeah, there might be an issue with that via, or the trace going to that via. Yeah, so you gotta be real careful about all these. The corrosion isn't totally gone awful, but we get little spots here where it's eaten through. Okay. So I'm going to check all those. This all looks reasonable. We go here. Yeah, see, that one's alright. We got some things. Okay, that's bad. We know this is bad, right? That one is all sorts of bad. It goes that way okay. Just doesn't go this way okay. Those will have to be fixed. So, yeah, that'll have to be fixed. So, I'll try to join tomorrow on Dave's Vintage Apple Tech stream. Do some work on this guy. Oh, you know what? Maybe sometimes with like 386, 486 boards, the turbo button, sometimes you need to connect it in order for the turbo to be engaged, and sometimes it needs to be disconnected for turbo to be engaged. And so we might be in slow mode on that computer. Maybe that's why it was running so much slower compared to the other. I would really prefer to have a Quadra 800, but it's functionally the same computer. Oh, there's some gross. Oh, we got gross coming down here. Just from the case design standpoint. This one was a Quadra 650 hiding in a 2VX chassis. So that was a fun little find. That was definitely worth the $50 I paid for it, in my opinion. Even though it's got some issues, but nothing that we can't deal with. We can deal with this. There we go. So there you go. There's that. Okay, so we're going to get out of here. I want to thank you all so much for hanging out. If you could hit like, that would be swell. Yeah, definitely check out Dave's Vintage Apple Tech tomorrow. I'll try to come by and work on this board some more early in the stream. And ooh, I gotta say hi to all. I keep forgetting to do my patrons. So thank you to my Janka crew who keep me drenched in Janka. Matt Hargett, Gut Bomb, Garth Beagle, Brian Garford, David Starbuck, Ian Scott, Jamie's Hack Shack, All Things DG, Chris Angelis, Tech Ambrosia, Scout, Jack68K, Bacchus, Asmodeus Deviluke, and my Jank team, Hardware Hacker, Mark Kruger, III DIY, Charles Bullock, Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, and Mark from Millennium Max. Thank you all so much. Have a lovely week, y'all. And as we say here at the Big Bad Bench, if you're a Trumper, go F yourself. Have a nice week, y'all. Bye. Oh, no, I forgot to hit the thing. Oh.